the hip hop off.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Oh, what up? How
We
you
out
doing?
here hanging. You see the red seats?
Hell yeah, we out here on lunch right now. How you doing, everybody?
Hey, he blew it up. We on lunch right now. We could have been hanging up. No, I'm just joking. Hey, speak on this conspiracy. That shit blew my mind, man.
All
What's
right,
the
so I watched a little something on Instagram today. It was like a meme. It was like they're still telling us to kill the dandelions on the front lawn, and I was like, all right, what is this? And then I remembered back in the day that there was this thing about Roundup. Now, Roundup also, all we all know, causes cancer, and they also advocate for the removal of dandelions. Now, I
Wait,
heard.
Roundup causes cancer?
Yes, Roundup.
In case
If
you
you
didn't
use
know.
it on your lawn, don't fucking use it. It causes cancer.
So it's still available? I can
It's
still
still
use it?
available. You can buy it at Home Depot everywhere.
So
It's
why
fucking
should I
sick.
believe y'all? If it's still available, how is it
Well,
causing
because
cancer?
get the
The
fuck out of
FDA
here.
approves a lot of things that shouldn't be available.
Oh, wow.
And all right, so there was a scientist or whatever, a doctor came out said, I'm sure everybody knows dandelions cure cancer. Now there's a dandelion oil or whatever you could eat it, and
And it's free, and they
it's
grow
it
everywhere.
grows everywhere. But the government advocates for you to take out these dandelions with this Roundup that causes cancer. And now I'm hearing that these motherfuckers own the cure, the company that cures the cancer that the Roundup gives you. So it's like a win-win situation. This
Wait a
must
minute.
just fucking piss me the fuck off. Like, hold up.
What's the benefit of this conspiracy?
The
Like,
benefit is don't fucking kill the
Big Pharma
dandelions.
has a lot.
Big
Start
Pharma,
eating them.
he know what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
What's big pharma? Like. So wait a minute. So there's drugs for cancer. Yeah, we know. They don't want no
But
cure. That's what
there's
we.
drugs for
Nah,
cancer, but
there's
Dr.
drugs.
Sebi proved that you can cure cancer with a diet and a positive mindset, but mainly a diet that consisting of all things from the earth that are free and not owned by big pharma.
All that
That being
shit.
said, the same conspiracy you could tie it to, I believe, is the lantern flies that started fucking bugs
The light
evolved
light bulb,
so
the
that
ones that
because
light.
Nah,
the
the
little
spotted
spotted ones,
lantern
everybody
flies,
was
the
jumping
red
around,
and black
everybody
one.
telling people to kill and everything,
Mhm.
and you're a farmer too, so like I'm curious because a lot of people say like they eat the crops and everything. There haven't been natural crops growing in this country for a very long time. They're all GMOs. So if the bugs are evolving because they're not being able to feed off of what's being grown, and then they're coming here and they're telling you to kill them to cover up what what I mean. That's evolution.
Dude,
It's God finding a way, man.
I don't know,
Where's
man.
Jeff
That's
Goldblum?
So you saying basically this is all basically some capitalism shit. Like they don't get they like it's
they
all a
just
numbers game
make it. Yeah, they
basically.
just want us to die.
So the
They
Roundup
want
is
us to
still for
fucking make money
sale,
off us.
and y'all saying it causes cancer. Is there
Yeah,
lawsuits involved? Is there
yeah.
like
There's gotta be. We got to
there's
reduce
gotta
some.
be?
Yo, hit him
Are there?
there. Let's look it
Dr.
up.
Sebi
Yeah,
cured
I got my phone
cancer
right here. Now that we're
a
all
long
together,
time ago.
let's see.
Cause
And
y'all,
AIDS
cause
through
Listen,
fucking
quick Google
diet.
search.
my brother got a big
Does
ass lawn. He still, I think he used Roundup.
Roundup
You know what I mean?
cause cancer?
I mean, like
Right here.
On that stove.
Can Roundup cause cancer? What type of cancer is caused by Roundup? Roundup and other glyphosate weed killers have strong links to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer that develops in the body, white blood cells that impact the immune system. Exposure to glyphosate weed killers increase the risk of NHL by 41%, according to medical
And so, if
journal
anything, that
Mutation
fact
Research.
linked with the fact that Roundup causes that, linked with the fact that dandelions do cure cancer.
So that was your fucking set right
So,
there.
is that not a reason, please, for the FDA to be questioned on what exactly they're approving?
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
FDA
bro.
been they've been like, where did the FDA come from? Like,
Bro,
what is the
It was
FDA?
created to basically to market sugar to the American public back when they started taking fat out of stuff and everything was lard based. And then they realized that sugar was way cheaper
Look at
and
this.
addictive. And then they got sugar in your brain.
Dandelion.
Like,
Look
Sugar
at
and
this.
everything.
why is there sugar
Dandelion
in fucking
root
everything?
extract affects colorated
You know how many kids out there I used to play
colorectal
handball with?
cancer proliferation.
Oh my God.
So here we go. There's a whole study on how dandelion root cancer proliferation and survival through the activation of multiple death signal pathways.
So dandelions that grow everywhere and they tell us they're
It's
weeds.
got antidepressant and anti-inflammatory.
Oh my
activity.
God!
They
Wow.
like food too.
And they want us to kill it all with the round.
But the
Right.
crazy thing is, they tell us it's weeds,
You
weeds, and then think about
Yeah,
weed.
yeah.
No. Think about weed, the medicine, what they call weed. It's a medicine. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And then now dandelions are weed. We're supposed to kill the weeds.
Yeah, nah, really.
Come on now.
We
They
want
just
that in our yard. We want to take that root. We want to fucking extract it.
yo,
We wanna-
B-Rad, what up, homie?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yo,
was good, fam. What's
random
going
does
on?
sound like some Nazi shit to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Fuck
Like,
that shit. Look,
Like
listen to
round 'em
this.
up.
I just started taking mushrooms, right? Like real mushrooms, like chaga, reishi,
Cordyceps
lion's
mushrooms and shit.
bane, cordyceps,
Lion's mane.
all these
Yep.
things. And now, the FDA
And his
does
hat
not
flaps.
approve of these things as cancer, deferratives when they were used
his
for
hat
that. And
reflects.
now they all say, "Oh, don't take those, don't take those." I take those every fucking day just
Yeah,
because
they
the
don't want you to
FDA
take them
says
because
don't.
they don't want you to take them because
Yeah.
they can't make
So
money off
basically,
of
you
that
guys
shit.
go against. Sorry, B-Rad, go ahead.
Ah,
I'm
fuck
saying they
that.
don't want you taking natural
Crazy.
shit that's cheap that helps you to prevent it from starting in the
Hell
first
no.
place because they want you to
Hell
get it and then buy their medication for insane amounts of money.
Bro, get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. Listen, this is what I just said before. I saw something, right, a long time ago, and then I saw something today about dandelion root. They said the dandelion root cures cancer, right? Then you got companies like Roundup who give the cancer, who make the cancer, and
Yeah,
they're saying,
Monsanto fucking
yo,
gives cancer.
fucking, I got, I got I gotta kill all this shit in my yard so I can't use it, right?
Kill the
And then
weeds.
get the
Kill the
cancer
weeds.
from the Roundup. And then I found out that back in the day, Roundup bought the company that sells the cure for the cancer.
You
Wow.
know, what do you know?
So they just a
Look, they're never
win-win
gonna.
situation. They give you the cancer,
Yeah,
then they take it away, and then you
yeah, and
fucking
the company you're
then the
referring
company
to is
makes money all
Monsanto.
the time. They're
What
making
you
Yeah,
money
think
the
all the
about
company
time.
Big
is.
Pharma, B-Rad, and this agenda that we talking about as far as,
Yeah,
and you got
well, the
any
company you're
examples? Any other
specifically.
examples?
Well, the company you're specifically talking about is Monsanto. They're famous for all sorts of chemicals and shit. I think they're the ones who uh, eventually turned into Monsanto. They invented like Agent Orange, I think, or some shit like that. Whatever. They're a big bad chemical
Ancient
company.
ones.
So they make weed killer and all that shit. But then they also hold a patent, like you just said, to a cancer cure or whatever, maybe. But the bottom line is I don't care who or when they came up with a cure for cancer. It's never going to see the light of day. They're not going to cure anything.
Too
The
much money,
motto is
huh?
they'll make it so you can live with it and pay for it, but you'll never get the cure. You can shear a sheep a million times over. You can only skin it once. But when it comes to profit, that motto reigns true. They're gonna make it so you can survive as long as you keep paying, or they could get one payment out of you and cure you. It sounds like a bad business model for them as far as
Yeah.
curing cancer goes.
Um, what's crazy is part of their marketing has to be stopping people from getting positive marketing, their own marketing out about surviving cancer without chemo and without all of the
Yeah.
drugs that
Uh,
they
Well,
supply.
if the
Because
government if the
every
government cared about you, they would tell you to eat healthy and be in the sunlight for 30 minutes a day and do some sort of
yeah.
walking or some sort of exercise, and that would stop you from winding up with tons of diseases and illnesses. But they don't care, so they're not going to tell you that.
nah,
And the thing is, there's all kind. We've been hearing that since for a long time about FDA and things like that. With the age,
Not to eat.
all kind of yeah. When we all know that money is involved behind everything, it's crazy, man. It's kind of
100%.
weird, and I want to know if the FDA start with the government. Are we paying for FDA? Is that a
I think it's a
or
Yeah,
is
private.
it
the
a
FDA
private
is the
thing?
I think
food.
it's like
No, FDA is
I
Food
think
and
it's like
Drug.
the
It's Food and
Federal
Drug
Register.
Administration. It's a government agency, but I mean, they're not. They don't live up to their mission statement. They're on the government side. They're not on the people's side. They're in order to make the government more money, and they say things that aren't necessarily true so that they can get more money. Like the whole thing that went down with Joe Rogan when he was given a whole bunch of different medications when he had gotten sick during that time. And we don't mention the name because it'll get us shut down. But there was this whole big thing about how
I
like
don't care. Not right
CNN
now.
started doing
But go ahead.
stories about but CNN started dropping stories about Joe Rogan, how he's taking
37.
horse
Oh
dewormer
damn,
and all
he's
this
having
nonsense
Yeah, he
Yeah,
have
like
a,
when
10
he was
minutes.
taking
Yeah,
ivermectin.
nah, he's right
But the
though.
reason,
This government
but
shit's
but
crazy,
the
bro.
reason they didn't
All
want
we
anybody
gotta do
taking
is like
ivermectin
I
is
feel
because
like the
ivermectin
opposite
is
that the
generic
FDA
and
says
everybody
do.
owns
You
the
never
profit
get
to it. There's no profit to be made.
Hey,
So they don't want people
That,
taking something that works, that
like,
generic, that costs pennies. What was that? Something's up with your audio. I can't hear you guys.
Nazi shit. You're right.
You guys are kind of breaking up. I can't hear that well.
Make you sick. Doesn't address it at all.
Well, roundup, are they talking to the insects, or are they talking to the people?
They're rounding up the sheep. What? Rounding up the sheep here. This is where we go. We get the round up the sheep. You got a big line. You don't see the sheep. You don't find.
Well, look, these people. All right, looks like we just lost these guys, but you know, people think that like federal agencies like the FDA are put in place to protect people. That's not the case at all. It's put in place to ensure that the government continues to make money off of whatever it is they need to make money off of. And these agencies aren't for our help. It's not to protect us, it's to protect them. So it's just it's a never-ending game of them coming up with solutions to problems they usually cause, but it's not a solution. It's, like I said, they'll make it so you can live with whatever illness you might have, but they're not going to cure it, because if they cure it, they can't make any more money off of you. It's a one-time thing. So you have these companies that make these awful chemicals, like Monsanto, who makes weed killer, but that turns out to be cancer causing because it has carcinogens in it. So people are dumping that stuff all over their property. And then that stuff, aside from just contaminating their property, when it rains, it fucking leaks off, gets into the water, public water system, goes into the sewers, winds up getting treated, and then turns around and eventually becomes, drinking water one way or another. And then we wonder why people get sick, when they pull fish out of the ocean and out of river systems, and they find out that these fish now have high levels of pharmaceuticals in them, like Xanax and all these different types of medication that people are on. Comes out as waste, goes through a waste treatment plant, gets treated. Not everything comes out of it, and it winds up in a public water system. And now it's gotten to the point where it's so built up that we can actually find it in fish and other aquatic life. Has all these medical different types of chemicals in their bodies from medical stuff. And like we always have conversations about big pharma and how they're kind of like the ruling class when it comes to like government agencies and whatnot. But the truth is it's not really big pharma that's the one that you got to watch out for. It's the one that nobody talks about, which is big insurance. Insurance is the one that makes the rules up for the pharmaceutical industry. So when big pharma puts out a product or doesn't put out a product and says you can do this, you can't do that, they're playing by the rules that are set in place by the insurance companies. And that's the bottom line. Like when your everyday normal blue collar person winds up with cancer and goes to a hospital, when it gets to a certain point, they'll tell the person, oh, there's nothing else we can do for you. We can just make you comfortable. The reality is there's a lot that they can do for you. It's just that insurance doesn't cover these expensive drugs that are going to fix people. And then on top of that, they're not gonna allow certain things to be put out there, but they're the ones that make the rules. So the pharmaceutical industry is basically told what they can and can't do by the insurance companies. But like I said, when you get cancer, they'll tell the average person there's nothing else we can do for you. But the reality is there are still medications and things they can do and treatments. It's just not covered by insurance, and these people don't have enough money to pay for the stuff on their own. So the doctors tell you there's nothing left you can do. But if you were super rich, they would still have options for you. It's just you can't afford it, and insurance doesn't cover it, so they don't even bother to mention it to you, because what's the point? Tell you about something that you can get to fix your problem, but you can't afford it and your insurance doesn't cover it. So that's the game these people wind up playing with us. And it all comes down to, if you wind up with an illness and you're trying to fix it from there, you're already in deep shit. The whole point is to live a healthy lifestyle prior. That way you don't get these certain types of illnesses like cancer or any of these other things. So it'd be very simple. If they wanted to help people and stop people, then they could just explain to them, like, you need to exercise X amount of hours a day, X amount of minutes a day. You need to eat healthy, a proper diet, this, that, the third. There's a lot of different things you can do to stop from even getting these diseases and illnesses in the first place. They don't talk about that, during the whole pandemic issue. Like if they just told people to eat healthy and exercise and be out in the sun, a lot of people wouldn't have gotten as sick as they did. But instead of that, they tell people to just take this medication or take that medication. You know, instead of going on a diet and eating less, they want people to take Ozempic instead, because people being on a good diet and exercising doesn't make money, but people sticking something in them or taking a pill to lose weight, that's what makes money. So that's how you get that shit going. What up to Black Kingsman? Shout out. Appreciate that. The chat. What's going on? But yeah, it looks like everybody dipped out on me. We were supposed to also have a discussion about what happened the other night when there was 5 of us in a live, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was just me left, and I really couldn't go on because the question I had just posed was basically ignored and not answered. So I didn't really know where to go from there. So I ended the live as well, but that shouldn't have happened. We should have had a decent, good hour and a half show for you guys. It only went up for 20 minutes, so wanted to apologize for that. Black Kingsman again, totally right. Appreciate that. You're on the same page. You know what it is. People can live with it, but they can't survive, and they're never going to fix anything for us. What it comes down to is if you got to start taking medication for an illness, you're already fucking screwed. Maybe the medication will work, but for the most part, they're just going to make it so you can live with it. But the second you run out of money or insurance, then you're going to die from it. Whereas these people aren't stupid. They can cure things. There's absolutely a cure for cancer. I just think that they just would never release something like that. And if you're a small independent kind of lab that comes up with the cure or something close to it, they'll probably, copyright strike you, or they'll just have the patent to something that you've stepped on or come across. They already have the patent to it, and they'll shut you down for it. So it is, in fact, all about money. 100%. 100%. But these gentlemen, I think, went on their lunch break. I think they got to get back. They were having connection issues, so I'm going to end it here. But might go live a little later on. Do us a favor, whatever you guys want to hear about, whatever news or stories or just concepts and whatnot, just throw them in the chat somewhere. We read the stuff, we'll figure it out, and we'll go live on whatever it is you guys want to talk about, because there's a lot going on out here. It's not just all about rap music and the culture. There's a lot of really important shit going on. So let us know what it is, and we'll get on these topics for you right away. All right, everybody, stay healthy, stay in the game, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.